Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Brightworks. I just can't help it when I see Dolphy is Lobster playing in a match. I know I have to watch it. Same with Dove Dara. I always get that mixed up. Someone pointed out how to actually say that, and I need to go reread that comment because I know I'm messing it up every single time. But man, it's been a while since we looked at DSDR. I've been itching to take a look. So here we are, taking a look at some really high skill players on well, one of the most maps of all time. Here you can see DSDR 4.1. Yeah, it's gone through some iterations. Certainly gone through some changes over time. But this is the map that we know and love today, and we're gonna have some really interesting stuff to look at here, I'm sure. Spawning in the southeastern corner, representing our blue team, the blue team leader, we have 8D, or Smiles. There was a player called Smiles, and I wonder if that's who this is, like, secretly, you know? This is the prodigal son of Smiles. But 8D, otherwise known as the blue player here, going to be going for a vehicle lab in the back. That's kind of interesting. They are an Armada player, so I guess I do like that quite a bit. The vehicle lab for Armada is really nice, and it also is probably my favorite tech path as far as Armada tech paths go, although something to be said for the air path. But anyway, getting a little bit off topic here. This is a drawing we'll go take a look at in a second. Spawning on the western side for our red team, we have Caldra, going to be representing the red team with this brilliant red commander here, Cortex Commander. Definitely think the Cortex Commanders look better in red. Yeah, look at them stomp along. Boof, 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 glowing red eyes. Ooh, going for a T1 solar panel. I was praising you so much, and then you just had to go and show me, huh? No, I guess it's understandable. We do see the wind speed dropping to an abysmal 2.1 here. So yeah, I guess I can't blame them too much. 1, 2, maybe 3 advanced, or rather T1 solar panels. That's fair. That's understandable. Can I condone it? No. But can I at least understand where you're coming from? Certainly. Now at this point, an air transport has been brought out, so that Chomalunga has actually gotten a nice little advantage here, flown all the way over to the middle island, and is going to be setting up shop here, getting a nice little metal advantage, and I absolutely love to see that. That's a really high-level move, and I think that's quite nice. It is Mr. Warden who manages to sneak the very first rovers across the map and into the back lines of the blue team here, and they are going to win the official Brightworks Get a Unit Out and About on the Field award. Congratulations, Mr. Warden. Oh, rovers are thinking about it. Dovdara does position the commander in such a way that we can address these rovers here when they move into the back line. We get one. Can we sneak this one across? Ooh, we hide it. But the Blitz does shoot it down. Unfortunate, but at the very least, we've scouted one of the most prominent players going to be out and about on the map today. We have a little bit of positional information, which is always really nice to see. Dolphy's Lobster is a little bit behind in the metal extractor game here, as Caldra has pushed up super far. We're going for more of those T1 solar panels, though, so it doesn't even matter. We're just putting our metal into solar panels as opposed to into units. That being said, there is quite a lot of units out in the field already. Lobster making sure to push forward here. Secure a nice little advantage. This is the new way to build these towers, by the way. You gotta put your commander in front of the laser tower. That way what happens is if they try to D-gun it, the D-gun bounces off your commander and it doesn't do anything. Otherwise the D-gun will just obviously destroy the laser tower here. Now I do like Caldra's position a little bit better than Dolphy's here. We can see these laser towers. Can these ones reach the... Oh, no, they can't reach the metal extractor. Okay, so Dolphy is going to be able to secure the metal extractor, which is really important here. Going to be very nice. We do already see some of these aggravators brought out. These are the Cortex rocket bot, and they're very powerful, very good for laying siege to a lot of these defenses here. We can see we're building a little light laser defense array here, a little light laser defense line in order to keep this metal extractor safe. And it is important that we keep this metal extractor safe. These are 2.0 metal extractors, and they definitely contribute a lot to the economy, especially if you're in this position, because it's really one of the only spots that you can actually go for. A little bit of a run-by was attempted here by Caldra, but I think all in all, that mostly just left a bunch of reclaim salvage available to the blue team here, so not tremendously efficient as is. Now, the rocket bots are slowly tearing down this T1 light laser defense grid here. This turret does manage to get a single grunt for its troubles, but not before Dolphy is forced to retreat off of this front line here and make some sort of movement. 8D has brought the commander to the front lines here. Interesting that they're in a backline position, but they're not playing like a backliner at all. Not teching up like a greedy mofo in any sense of the word. That's a lot of energy converters. That is a tremendous amount of energy converters. Same for Mater 1. I'm actually a big fan of the energy converters. I've sort of had a change of heart about them. But certainly we don't need to go overboard with them. We can just make the right amount. I do like that Chomolunga has successfully... Yeah, Chomolunga. I want to make sure I'm saying that right, or else I feel like I'm going to offend somebody. But I like what they're doing up here, making sure to claim these metal extractors, claim a nice little... yeah, put a radar tower down, make sure that we have some vision over here. It'd be hilarious if we flew the commander into the backline here. Now, there's a lot of aerial defense, so... I think it wouldn't go well, but it would be funny to see. I always love to watch those interesting strategies. Gab in a little bit of trouble here, down to 1%. Ooh, his own artillery, or friendly artillery at the very least, almost killed this commander. Left it with 70-ish health, 77 health left. So close, and yet so far. But that does mean that they are going to be pushed off of these metal extractor points here, which is quite nice. It's going to give the green player here, Devdara, a little bit of, yeah, just a slight relief in pressure, at least early on into the game here. You can see some of these blitzes pumped out by Elmo in the backline are also going to be running around, contributing a lot to the firepower here. Going to be surrounding some of these blitzes, taking some really good fights, and I do love to see that. We're starting up a beamer right in the middle of the map. That's quite nice. This kind of cuts off a big section of the middle of the map, makes it less appealing to push through. Not impossible, mind you. It's just a medium laser turret. But less appealing to push through. We switch off our reclaim vision here. Take a look over here. Uninstall Life has it's been trying to push forward. A lot of these bots are really critically damaged though, so that army is actually about evenly matched, although it does look a little bit more numbersome. We have some grunts, some hero grunts just standing around over here. These could definitely be ravaging the economies of Uninstall Life. I was trying to get a nice little push here, but hasn't succeeded yet. These rocket bots are doing their job, sieging up these light laser defenses and making sure to tear them down as quickly as possible. Oh, Lazarus goes down. That sucks. Always sucks to lose a Lazarus early on in the game because they are relatively expensive for a non-combat unit. Oh, we do miss the D-gun there. We hit the second one, take out 2 of these blitzes with 1 D-gun, and that is quite nice. Gab is getting a nice little massage from this this construction vehicle here, or at least he was for a minute there. Maybe that construction vehicle was actually just building things. Hard to tell. Here we can see a couple of missile trucks are prevented from landing their fire by just a couple walls. Shows you how important those can be. Ah, very nice. We do see some scouts looking around back here. And they do find an exposed laboratory. Ooh, we actually bombed the laboratory down. Very interesting. Now we're gonna bomb down this laboratory as well? Alright. Yeah, we reduce it to rubble. That shuts down production at the very least. That's quite nice. Drop a whole bunch of bombs on some wind turbines, the energy converters, the build power. Yeah, all of it goes up. This has been a super successful bombing run. Really, really nicely done. We're gonna turn around and go after the bot lab now. Wow, that player tapped out. Okay. Alright, a little bit early on that one for sure. 8D, definitely eager to take over there. Not eager in a bad way though. It's good that they were paying attention and they took over for that player as quickly as possible. But yeah, all these players are now being ravaged by these Cortex bombers, and man, they are so powerful. They can do so much damage in the back line here. Turning back around and headed back towards some of this economy over here. We're going to try and bomb down these windmills, it would appear. Very nicely done. And so far, this bombing has been absolutely devastating. Very nicely done by Firepluck, getting those bombers into the backline and targeting basically everyone in the northern half of this map. Ooh, a bunch of thugs are also pushing forward here. That's going to hurt. They're going to find this geothermal plant, and that is going to... that's going to be quite a pain. Missile trucks have actually been brought down from the middle of the northern half of the map here, and they're going to be used as sort of a siege option. They are not great at anything except for long-range, low-damage engagements, so certainly as soon as some blitzes or some Janices or basically anything jump on top of them, they're going to be very, very exposed here. As far as the backline goes, eventually those bombers were cleaned up, but man, it took a while. We're up to T2 vehicles now, or, well, we're almost up to T2 vehicles. We've basically got it all under our control here. As you can see, 8D just about finishes up this lab any second now, and there it goes. We're going to get those T2 constructors out. We can also get those consoles out, which is really nice. We're eating up the solar panels. My man. That is a pro right there. You can tell they're a pro because of how quickly they jumped on top of eating those solar panels as soon as they needed metal. Absolutely brilliant. New bot lab was started up here, but it does not help the fact that there are thugs in our base. Wow, this constructor's actually managed to eat one of these thugs alive. That's quite nice. You can always self-destruct these windmills, by the way. You can self-destruct basically everything in this game, and might give you a chance of actually killing this thing. We are slowly trying to whittle this thing down, but man, this thug is being such a problem. Yeah, we're gonna try and repair this facility so it doesn't die. Luckily, this thug was just microed back in this direction here to deal with some run-by incisor tanks here. Very, very nice. Chomolunga has done a great job of distracting the white-pink player enough that, at least for the time being, KCO Dark is not going to be in too much trouble here. Definitely in a power deficit, though. We need to see more windmills come up, and we do right away. That's very, very nice to see. We have all this metal tied up in a unused bot lab as well, so we can always go back to resurrecting that or reclaiming that. Would probably be better. At this point, Gab has turtled up very nicely. Got a heavy laser turret out here. We've got tons of construction vehicles rather. Artillery, all sorts of good stuff here to make sure that it's really expensive to push into this line. Dolphy's Lobster also getting a heavy laser turret up. Showing us the power of the Warden. That little three-pronged heavy laser turret. Fireplex says, resignable game from the start. Interesting premise. A transport was shared here to 8D. It's very nice. If you're ever playing the airport, or the air player rather, the airport player, yeah, consider sharing some transports to your tech player. It definitely shaves a little bit of time off of every single one of those Tech 2 units being delivered, and over time that definitely adds up. See the Tech 2 constructor has been dropped off here. I'd love to see we start upgrading those metal extractors in the backline. I'd love to see some advanced combat engineers, some of those T2 combat engineers sent to the front line here. You see Devdara doing a great job of using their constructor here. It looks like this one was not handed over. There's probably just a mistake on 8D's part. Oh, looks like we just found it. Very nice. And now Dolphy has a T2 constructor as well. We're just sending these all over the map. Looks like Mater 1 doesn't even have T2 up. That's a bit odd. Mater 1 is definitely in a teching position, but they've just been sending units forward. So a little odd that they're not at Tech 2 yet, but I guess they were dealing with pushes, and as long as they're contributing to the front lines, I suppose it doesn't matter. It's just what we expect out of most of the other players on the other side of the map, so you kind of tech up under the assumption that they are going to tech up. It's kind of a nuclear, like a Cold War sort of situation. Yeah, these front lines are getting harder and harder to push into here. As more and more metal is pumped into them, but now that we're stepping up to the T2 stage, things are going to be really, really nice moving forward here. Yep, Dolphy doing a good job prioritizing this T2 metal extractor. It's going to be quite nice. You can see these extract 3.1, and those got by 4x when they get upgraded to the advanced one. I'm hesitant to do the math, but dare I say that might be 3, 6, 9, 12 metal per second. There it is. 12 metal per second from the advanced metal extractor. That's really what we're looking for. That 12 metal per second is going to be tremendous for helping this front line here. Cauldra has already been at 12 metal per second for a good long time. More, actually, because we have 2 advanced metal extractors here. But Dolphy's Lobster has held the positional advantage, so all has been more or less evened out here, which is really, really nice to see. This heavy laser turret is actually in a really nice position. It's going to stop any run-bys that come from this northern section and down in this direction. So that is quite nice to see. Oh, someone was drawing something there. I just accidentally cut it off. We'll just keep clearing that. Oh, AD flies the commander over. That's actually a really nice play here. Commander's a great option to degun all this stuff. It's kind of the only thing that can kill this many tanks that quickly. Interesting decision here. Oh, Uninstall Life says, dude, you screwed me over. Look here. Ah, the commander died. Haven't been paying attention up north, but maybe I should have. Commander went down. Looks like there's some agitators up here that have just been firing and firing and firing. And we haven't seen anything. Why did Dub waste time switching to bot lab? Such greed. Resignable. Ah, interesting. Yeah, looks like we did switch to the bot lab, although I'm not sure why. Wow, Mr. Warden pushing in here. We have tons and tons of these little blitzes moving forward, and they're actually going to ravage the energy production of Dovdara. Lots of T1 solar panels back here. Yeah, the commander. Oh, okay. We do set the commander down. Luckily, before the transport blows up and everything goes to hell. Light gunship trying to help out here as well, but it's not going to do tremendously here. I gotta say, these beamers are actually doing pretty good work here. They're not the fastest defense, you know, they're not going to burn things down in one shot, but certainly over time they do a tremendous amount of damage. I think it's 300 damage per second. Yeah, so they can definitely melt these guys down pretty quickly. Tanks as well. These tanks are at a couple thousand health each, so it only takes a couple seconds to melt through their thick armor plating. Overall, yeah, I think those beamers are quite impressive. Now, this is really damaging. Tons and tons of, well, not tons of brutes, actually. It's more like a strike force of brutes than anything. But they do blow up tons and tons of windmills. And that really hurts the economy here of our light green player, Elmo. North, things are looking much more optimistic. KCO Dark is beginning to push forward here. The armies of both purple and green are consolidating in order to provide an effective push here. Tons of aggravators and thugs are mounting a sort of a defensive line, but that's probably going to not be enough considering the agitators that are continuing to lay down suppressive fire. Now the front line is falling backwards here. We are teching upwards. We have a reactor up already. What are we going to go for in terms of units here? We're going for some static defense first, actually. Interesting. Dovdara is still in this game, and we are going for a pit bull here. Bot lab behind it as well. Very nice. At this point, the lightning tanks are out and about, and they're eager to destroy everything that they see. Ah, we have Sheldons moving forward. Well. Yeah, what can you do? You see those Sheldons moving in, and you know that there's not much time left for you. We were starting up the T2 lab here, but there's not much hope of that finishing, at least if we don't address this right here, right now. Commander starts to walk forward here. We're gonna get the miracle D-gun across this line of Sheldons. It definitely could happen. Nicely done. Yeah, those are perfect D-guns. Oh, our own agitator accidentally shot us in the back. But certainly, what a great save there by Chomolunga, who actually was in a really, really precarious position, and managed to save the day here with a very nice D-gun. Whoa, got that spam on a rapid fire. The light missile trucks are a anti-air solution here, so they do shoot down a couple of those shuriken, but there's enough there to paralyze them long enough that the front line was broken by KCO Dark, and actually things turned out pretty good there. Yeah, very nicely done. Ah, we have a rattlesnake right in the middle of the map. This is actually a really great position. You can see just how far this thing can fire. It can really devastate a huge range of different positions here. So I really, really like to see it. We're manually targeting it to shut down any metal extractors that we might find. That's really nice. We do see, like, just every once in a while, we see tanks pushing forward here. Most of them are just being brought down by the beamers. So I'm not sure exactly what the point is. We're just kind of throwing more and more metal into those beamer turrets, and it's not really doing much. I'm bombing. Why? Give me a min. Maybe we're talking about bombing with the commander. Ooh, I hear a termite. Ah, we are building termites up here. Very interesting. Termites coming out of the purple player. They're kind of an interesting option. They fire a heat ray, which is interesting. We don't see this on very many options. The Juggernaut is one of them. There's some experimental Legion units that use it as well, but yeah, very, very interesting whenever we get to see that. It's the Scorpion, the pop-up Sabo battery. Very, very dangerous, especially against this T1, but also against any kind of T2, T3 even. We're building Sheldons of our own, we're building Termites. Yeah, this looks like a really, looks like this will be a good hold here. These Termites can be devastatingly effective. They can burn down this T1 stuff really quickly. They get down here and they start tearing down agitators, they start tearing down thugs, I mean basically anything. Their heat vision is super powerful. At this point, Ignitor has enough. Say, I'm done with this, done playing around. We just send the commander in. Oh, why not? Oh, commander does go down to the Scorpion battery though, so that means that at the very least that will stay standing. Scorpion battery is very powerful. It can certainly tear down any T1 units with ease. You can see it just fires once and forgets. There it goes. Oh, the agitator, or rather the Arbiter missiles will collide though, and that will be the end of the purple base. Chomolungma. Yeah, oh, it's Chomolungma. I think it was saying Chomolunga. Chomolungma has moved to the back line here. Was this someone else's base? I think it was. Yeah, it was Mater 1's base that we just took over. Yeah, certainly not a bad idea. I mean, if the player leaves, you might as well tech up. We've already converted this to a T2 tech base. This should have been like, we should have already had advanced fusion reactors and stuff up and running here, but whatever it takes. You can see, in fact, 8D is already looking at getting some advanced fusion reactors up and running as soon as things pan out here a little bit more. We've got a vehicle lab right on the front line. Can't even read all that. It's too many words right there. You can see these Arbiters sieging this Rattlesnake from farther back. Arbiters have a range, an effective range of 1210. The Rattlesnake has a range of 1380, so the Rattlesnake can actually shoot back, and indeed it is shooting back at these Arbiters here. It's really nicely done. Now it is just dumb firing, so we need to see some retargeting here if we want to actually hit these. Do we have vision of this Arbiter? We had vision for a second there, but we've lost it. Is the Arbiter a stealth unit? No, it's just a heavy rocket bot. No stealth to it. I'm not sure where... Oh, there's a jammer bot right here. Okay, that makes sense. We do have a spy bot here, so this is going to give us an effective targeting scheme. We're just gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna paralyze it. We just decided to paralyze the Rattlesnake. It's caused us enough troubles. We're just gonna shoot it down here. Now, those repair bots working tirelessly to keep this thing up and effective. So it is going to be difficult to kill, but with 22 seconds of paralysis, that's essentially an eternity and beyond all reason, and it will eventually fall here. That's important that that thing was taken down, because it was doing a tremendous amount of damage. It was really keeping these units at bay here. Lightning tanks are forced to turn around as they deal with a bunch of fiends pushing forward here. Lightning tanks are good against the fiends, but you definitely need almost a 1-to-1 number of them, if you want to deal with them properly anyways. Luckily, these fiends are wasting a lot of time tearing down this metal extractor here, tearing down a bunch of stuff, allowing this lightning tank rather to get its shots off. Kill this before it gets anywhere near the base here. Shurikens are brought in to paralyze all these tanks as well. That's really nice. 8D moves forward. Going to be using the commander to dismember a bunch of these, dismantle a bunch of them, disassemble them at a molecular level, disintegrate them, in other words. We're starting up another Rattlesnake back here. That's very nice to see. These combat engineers proving completely, just tremendously useful here. You can see there's a combat engineer right here with a repeat command to build some of these hounds. And that's exactly what I love to see about those combat engineers. They can really let you get a tremendous power spike by getting some early T2 units out on the field without having to have upgraded to a T2 economy. Once you get a couple T2 units on the field, the battle sways in your favor tremendously. They're much more survivable, so they're going to last a lot longer before you have to reclaim them or resurrect them. They also do way more damage, so they're going to tear apart the enemy's units a lot quicker, reducing their snowball a whole lot better. Yeah, overall, it's just a really, really important thing to think about. And it's one of the reasons why I absolutely think going for vehicles as your tech path is at least for Armada, is a really good option. On Earth? A Basilisk? Okay, yeah, I must have missed it, but there was a Basilisk up here. And apparently, the commander has built some laser turrets that they killed the basilisk up here. Really interesting. At this point, there's a ton of pawns moving forward. They're just running straight into the thugs here. They get that nasty surround bonus and quickly dismantle all of those thugs. Agitators are up next. They're not any better a solution against a whole bunch of pawns here. The pawns get the wraparound on the aggravators, rather. And they are quick to fall after the thugs. At this point, the pawns are in the base of Frostmaster Fresh, and things are not looking good here. Commander, ooh, does get a really nice D-gun there. Kills a whole lot of them, and actually, with that D-gun, the state might be saved. Now, the pink player is tapped out here. The light pink player, that is. As, indeed, a bunch of T2 units break into their base and ravage all sorts of production that they had. And, yeah, things have never looked worse for this light pink player. They barely even exist in this game anymore. The north is caving quickly. Down south, we've got more and more T2 units coming up to the field. We've got Mausers, we've got lightning tanks. We've got a huge contingent of Tigers pushing forward in the southern half of the map here. For the blue team, we have loads of T2 units, but a lot of them aren't being actively used at the moment. Lots of yellows units are actually pushing forward over here. This could be really dangerous. If these Mauser turn around and start firing into Lobster's base here, Dolphy is Lobster's base. Ooh, we have the Shurikens out. Yeah, that's very nice. Shuriken's absolutely critical here, because if these Mauser had gotten a bunch of shots into the back of Dolphy's Lobster's base here, yeah, that could have been really, really bad. The Hounds are redirected to come up north and start firing away here. That's very nice to see. But up north, this is where the real story is being told. Whoa, that's a lot of bombers. Tons and tons of bombers. Hopefully we go after the economy here. Oh, there's flak out. I think it was like one bomb. Oh, we still get it. Using the bombers as suicide bombers here, not even dropping any bombs on their own. Bomber Corps is OP, yeah. And this player decides to tap out. Yellow is quick to take over. Mr. Warden does a good job taking over that really quickly here. That is hilarious that the bombers, they just dove into the energy converters and didn't worry about anything else. We have tons of static defense here though, so it will be a while before these units can push through. The green units will push through, that is. They're thinking about it though. It's impressive to me that Frostmaster Fresh has actually stayed in this game for any amount of time right now. I'm not sure why these units haven't pushed in. Yep, there we go. Commander is revealed, of course. Oh, are we gonna get it? Oh, we don't get it. Wow. Frostmaster Fresh lives. The commander that could. Really impressive. Down south, the battle has locked into warfare here. Just lines of warfare. See a Juno missile sent out here to eliminate any of the radar on the front lines. Is there even anything for it to get here? Not really. Just friendly ticks running into there. Just don't have to. We don't have to worry about those anymore. But yeah, there's no radar or radar jammers here, so that actually didn't manage to do very much. Down south, there's a couple radars and a jammer as well, so that could have been a little more effective. What does the blue team see here? Let's go into their vision. You can see we've got vision of this whole area, kind of the big part of this this kind of middle center area of the map, but we don't have very much vision of this lower areas. That you might suspect that there's a radar there, or a jammer there rather. We do have a counter-intrusion device being built, the Nemesis. These measure seismic, so they basically measure footprints, or, you know, any kind of movement. So actually, if you have stealth units and you keep them perfectly still, I don't believe they're detected. I think it's only when they move around are they actually detected by anything. Which is quite interesting. LSR says, KCO Dark, straight up chatting north. Yeah, they're not wrong. The advanced fusion reactor does come up here for 8D. I'd love to see these regular fusion reactors torn down and turned into advanced fusion reactors. No rush though, the front line is holding out really strongly. See, anti-nuke has been built, that's very nice to see. The Vidara has clawed themselves back into this game. That's also very nice to see, although the commander's a little bit stuck back here. Trying to help out, but commander has been locked in by a bunch of buildings all over the place. No building schema for this game. No grid pattern. See, Dolphy's Lobster has also been active here. We've got some recluses out and about on the field. Are we planning on sending these up this cliff here? That's always really nice. You can also send them up here and then down the side here. Oh, there's more recluses. I didn't notice them. Yeah, there's more recluses over here. We could definitely see these march up. Yeah, it looks like they're planning to attack Frostmaster Fresh up here in his base. The commander's already back up to full health. I wonder if the healing that they changed to be only out of combat healing. I wonder if they tuned it up a little bit so you heal a lot more. Yep, spiders are following this path that a handy observer has set out for us. Yeah, this is real sneaky. Real sneaky. Now the commander is hidden. Whoa. Spiders are coming in here though. Launching their missiles. Oh, the commander is found. Does degun a lot of those spiders though. That's really nice. War is hell! We're listening to all these bloody combat sounds. The spiders take out some of the anti-air, but the SAM battery still remains. Commander gets a nice little degun on those spiders. And for now, at least, the push is held. We got a commander snipe on the front line with a bunch of these T2 bombers. That's quite interesting. We don't see that too often. But Mr. Warden's commander, at least one of them goes down on the front lines here to a bunch of these T2 bombers, wiping away at least part of that static defense line. The hounds are moving around, trying to be useful, shooting away at the enemy lines, moving in parallel with them. Just making sure that we're keeping ourselves postured properly. Arbiter missile comes down. Wow, wipes that hound off the face of the earth. Where once there were 2 hounds, now there is only 1. More rocket bots. Yeah, the rocket spiders have already pushed up here. And with that, accompanied with the forces of KCO Dark, we do see Frostmaster Fresh in a lot of trouble. Indeed, the commander goes down, and now there's not a whole lot left holding this base together. We see the rocket spiders unlaunching volley after volley here. They take down the fusion reactor, ignites the wind turbines, and the battery is not long after to follow. Now we've got this stream of T1 units pumping out here. I think I'd love to see, oh, I don't know, maybe a couple of lightning turrets, maybe something like a something like some light laser turrets or heavy laser turrets, something like that. We're kind of overkill with these pit bulls is all I'm trying to say. Meanwhile, the blue team is just continuing to grow and grow and grow. That is a lot of tigers here for the orange player. They certainly could cause some trouble. Some trouble. 8D has 2 commanders in a row, though. So I don't think they're going to be able to push through too much of that. That's for sure. Shumalunga says, Elmo says, let me know when. Oh, are they talking about the fighters? Yeah, Elmo says he can move his fighters in whenever the bombers are ready to go. We are pumping out a ton of bombers back here. We've got bombers and we've got scouts, which is really nice. Very good to see. Let's hop into the, not that. No, not that either. There we are. We can just tour around the battlefield. We are the tiger. Lightning tanks are more powerful, though. Looks like we're missing some lines over here. Got a huge fight going on. His artillery are sieging the bulwark down here. This is all the bulwark sees. Whoa, tons of bombers are brought out here, but they're shot down by loads of anti-air. And they fall out of the sky, one after another. Wow, that didn't work at all. That push was completely torn down here. Mammoths marching forward. The termites are crawling along. gunship has found the termites as they waddle along with their cute little legs. They do come down here. Ooh, and they find the economy of Caldara. Very nicely done here. We'll switch back into the overhead mode. As we can see that these termites have broken through the defensive lines and have crawled right over the mountain here, devastating Caldara's energy production, or rather the energy conversion center. A lot of the energy production is still online, the fusion reactors, but there's no more build power here, so a whole lot has gone down. More rocket spiders coming out as well. We don't see an answer to these gunships, so as long as those gunships are out and uncontested, there's really not that much of a threat. Big push down south. Tons and tons of Sheldons marching forward here. I'm really surprised with the lack of aggression from 8D here. We're really just teching up as hard as we can. Wait, what? What is this? Oh, these are decoy fusion reactors. We're building decoy fusion reactors as a wall. Why are we building decoy fusion reactors as a wall? Do they explode? They do still explode. I wonder if they do damage in a little area, or if that's just a like a fake explosion too. Huh. Well, I tell you what, I have never seen fake reactors used as a wall before. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They have 5,200 health here, so they're pretty tanky. These walls have 8,900, but they certainly are less imposing than fusion reactors. Should just send a fat check to this dude. Not wrong. I mean, we've already got the T3 gantry up, so if we could just pump out a whole bunch more T3 units out of the front lines, maybe get a Titan out there, a really early Titan, that'd be really nice. Wow, this defensive line from KCO Dark has actually been overrun completely here. Pushed all the way back from this front, and actually being forced to kind of route a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna have to find a way to retreat back to a safe area here. The flood of units marching forward has been really, really difficult to deal with. Suddenly, all these really high damage, high spikes of damage units that we have are much less effective against these runty little units that just keep running by. Razorbacks are bursted down by all of these Sheldons, as well as the Mammoths and anything else on the front lines here. Is this a comeback? I mean, the position for the red team does not look good. We have nowhere near the economy scaling that the blue team has. Couple fusion reactors in the advanced fusion reactor about to finish back here. For Big Pat, anyway. Meanwhile, 8D is already up to 4 fusion reactors and is starting up some Cortex advanced fusion reactors. Sorry, 4 advanced fusion reactors and is starting up some Cortex advanced fusion reactors. We're also building a ton of build power over here, and yeah, we're looking pretty strong. Oh, this could be huge. Well, that had potential there. If we had wiped out this entire Sheldon army, that would have been pretty much GG. Thank you to whichever kind spectator highlighted this. That's ridiculously ineffective here. Super unfortunate that those didn't work at all. That could have been game changing on the bottom here. This is a lot of mammoths marching forward, actually. 13,200 metal worth of mammoths marching forward. We're trying to get the commander in there to degun him. That's actually a great idea. That's one really nice option for tearing these down. These mammoths are so tanky. Let's see, 13,000 health on these. Let's find a healthy one. They have a little bit of experience on them, so they're gaining health a little bit. But 15,900-ish. About 16,000 health on each of these mammoths. Oh, we have some tactical nukes out. Looks like these haven't been used yet. No kills on them. But we'll have to keep an eye on them. A Thor is out. Ooh, we caught it just in time for a paralysis missile. It goes out, and yeah, it catches a couple tanks. That's very nice. Going to be easy peasy to push through that now, especially considering that most of this defense is no longer responsive. Take down the advanced metal extractor, always nice. That's a little bit of economy damage, and you have to take what you can get. One less metal that the enemy can produce is one less metal that you have to fight. We have persecutors coming up here, agitator already up and aplenty. We've got tons of defense over here, and we've got these nukes still charging. Looks like one of them is charged. We're probably waiting to use these on red's base right here. That's what I would imagine. We can just wipe out the production. Although red isn't really producing anything. Red is mostly just teching back here. Can these? I'm curious. Oh yeah, those can actually reach the tech back here. Okay, well that could be way worse if we actually target the tech center. Razorback's trying to push forward here, but there's not really enough. Those Razorbacks get surrounded, and eventually they do fall. I'm not sure why Dolphy's Lobster's commander has marched all the way forward here. Seems like an odd tactical decision. But who am I to say? Maybe there's some method to that madness. At this point, I cannot believe this wall has been completed, so to speak. We've got tons and tons of these advanced fusion reactors, or rather the decoy fusion reactors. Does not produce energy, used to confuse the enemy. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I would be pretty confused if I was the enemy and I ran into this. Mr. Warden gets a glimpse of the fusion reactor wall. Just a glimpse, though. I don't know what I would think if I saw a bunch of fusion reactors lined up in the lined up against me here. More economy scaling in the back lines, by the way. Hardened metal storage to make sure that we have room to house all the metal that we don't have. Always interesting when I see people produce those. I'm never quite sure why. Gunships are out. These are a really nice counter to those mammoths. In fact, yeah, most of the mammoth corpses are laying over here, kind of strewed about, and that's because there was plenty of gunships absolutely burning down these mammoths. The fighters were uninterested in pushing into this, so they ended up taking down most of the mammoths here. Now the fighters are marching forward, flying forward. These are high winds. These are the T2 fighters, so they're really powerful. Especially against any of those other fighters. Whoa! Yeah, that must have been the tactical nuke. So we did end up going after those fusion plants back there. Massive aerial attack, but there's actually tons of flak units over here that are just dismembering every single one of these fighters, cutting them apart like it's nothing. We have other fighters coming in here. Oh, did we get anything off? We get a couple bombs off. Oh, we don't manage to get anything that chain reacts though. So fortunately, oh, we might hit these. Wow, that was really lucky. If one of these had chain reacted, it would have been an absolute nightmare. But luckily we don't, and this fighter play has actually been shut down very nicely. Very well done by Elmo, getting those fighters on top of it, right when the world needed them most. Yeah, that was pretty good. So the tide has pretty much shifted entirely here. We can see that yellow is now controlling most of the northern half of the map, as well as hot pink here. Hot pink is still eco-scaling, which is really nice to see. Not able to spend their metal at all, though. We don't have any build power. Yeah, Igniter has no build power to pump units out. That's why there's basically nothing out on the field, why they're not producing very much at all. We do have a Titan hitting the field here. Do we have any more T3 being produced? We're teching up our eco here, which is quite nice. Chomolungma has finally gotten their T3 gantry up for themselves. Going to start pumping out a bunch of T3 units. I'd love to see some, I don't know, Marauders maybe, some Razorbacks, some Titans even. We've seen Razorbacks, we've seen Thors. Haven't seen any Titans though, and I haven't seen any Marauders, although Marauders would be really nice up north, especially where there's a lot of really light units that you can just very easily burst down with a couple shots from a Marauder cannon. Always nice to see those in play. Tons of Persecutors up here. That is 17,500 metal worth of static defense, and for what it's worth, doing a phenomenal job of shutting down this flow of light units. At this point, with this much static defense, you've done the economy damage. Because all that metal went into building this static defense. So the best thing you can do at this point is just stop sending units in there. Just turn off the production facilities. Or I mean, I guess it's Armada, so we could even go down to ticks, which are even less expensive. But yeah, you're spending so much resources to keep this flow of units going. when in reality what you probably should be doing is teching up. So yeah, this is really nice that we're thinking about teching up back here. Definitely going to be really, really important. We do see a T3 facility here, produced by Caldra. Despite their economy being absolutely ravaged by these tactical nukes, which are still here, by the way, we could definitely be doing some damage. Do we not have vision over this area? I mean, we kind of know what's over here. I don't see why we're not tactically nuking this area. This seems like an obvious target for tactical nukes. Yeah, it needs to use these missiles. There is a Karganeth headed up towards him. Yeah, if this Karganeth gets up there and shuts down these tactical nukes, that'd be tremendous. Looks like for now the Kargis are going to attack the termites that are headed up in this direction. Termites are spotted by a bunch of arbiters and some Sheldons and a single manticore, which most of which they burst down real quickly with their little heat ray laser beams. Instantly, units are redirected to try and counter these guys, make sure that we can shut this down. Are these must be trying to go after the production facility that we've already tactical nuked. Not sure why else we'd be sending these guys up here. Karganeth are interesting. They launched that rapid-fire missile barrage here, but not very high damage or any one of these missiles, but it is like a damage over time kind of thing. It's also very good against light units, a lot of light units, because those missiles track, so you can do really nicely with those. Wow, these snipers down south absolutely tearing apart these Zars, making them look paper thin. Devastating the ticks too, but that's much less impressive. Oh, tactical nukes are out. We're nuking the front lines, oddly enough. Well, it works. We wipe out about half of that army with a single strike. And yeah, I guess I can't complain about that too much. We're firing again. Ah, this time we're actually targeting the production facilities. I like that quite a bit more. The Karganeth do show their ugly faces, and they pop out up here. Looks like they'll be taken down before they can actually damage this entire base, though. Yeah, both of these Karganeth will be bursted down here before they can do much damage. Those nukes landed and wiped out most of the production here for Caldra. They're going to have to rebuild, essentially from scratch. Another round of tactical nukes were launched. And, yeah, they took out a few Sheldon there, but definitely not as effective as that first round we saw. Snipers absolutely decimating this Titan. You can see reducing it by a couple % every shot. For a T2 unit, that is absolutely ridiculous. This is the end game unit. To be able to reduce shreds of its health off with a single shot is really, really impressive. We're scaling really nicely here. You can see Chomolungma has done a phenomenal job of scaling in the backline. Tons of advanced fusion reactors. We've got tons of energy converters. We've got the T2 air labs. I would just love to see more production, more of everything. We have Razorbacks being built up in the north here. We actually have a Calamity being built right in the middle of the map. This is a really nice position. This can actually hit tremendous swaths of the map here. You can wipe out all of orange, all of yellow, most of this sort of salmon player back here. Yeah, it can even hit the backline pink player and the yellow production facilities. So this is definitely a win condition here. If this doesn't get shut down, if this doesn't get addressed, this could win the game completely. 8D definitely has the economy to support it too. It takes 12,000 energy a shot, which equates to an absolute metric buttload of energy per second in order to fire this thing. You need several advanced fusion reactors alone in order to fire this, so it drains your economy like crazy. So it's really, really important that you have the proper economy to sustain this. Don't just start this up at the 20-minute mark and expect it to be done by 25 and you're gonna be set. No, it takes forever. Strategizing in it. Interesting choice of British. I don't know. Slang there. British pronunciation. Me failing to find my words aside. We have these snipers continuing to devastate down here, but basically all my attention wants to focus on is this Calamity. That's all I'm thinking about at this point, because if this thing comes up and it doesn't look like there's a great answer to it not coming up, this is going to win the game right here. Also, this Razorback push is absolutely devastating, along with the termites here as sort of a shock force, I suppose. Yeah, these Razorbacks are getting way into the back line here. Oh, EMP, that's really nice. That's a great solution, actually. Getting some of those EMP bombers out. There is tons of flak, so we only get one volley of EMPs. It shuts down about half the Razorbacks, but that push is still really, really devastating. couple of these Razorbacks still managed to push through. There are Scorpion batteries, though, to tear down a whole lot of this. EMP bombers come in for a second run here. They shut down some more of those Razorbacks. That's really nice, but the Calamity is up and running. It's already got its target, too. It's going to start firing at the yellow base over here. Targeting directly on top of those advanced fusion reactors. We're not going to waste a second trying to do anything. Oh, well, we have to turn around. Hard to tell which one of these is the front and the back, right? But yeah, the Calamity will start firing. All hell will break loose in the back lane. Yeah, I need a screenshot of this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Very nice. All the base back here for pink goes up. Sorry about that. My greed for a screenshot. We missed the pink player going up. I do apologize. I'll make it up to you by showing you something in the other back lines going up in a nice big juicy explosion over here. Hopefully. What are we targeting with this? We're sort of targeting nothing back here. Eventually, I'm sure we're going to target. Yeah, there we go. We're right into the heart of the production centers here. And boom goes the rest of that base. We're going to target Red's facility. That lights up next. Advanced fusion reactors. We know they're here. We're going to keep firing at them until they pop. No time to build shields or anything like that. No T2 constructors for it. But also, shields are hardly going to help you in this case. And boom goes the advanced fusion reactors. With this, the Green Army, the Green Menace marches forward. No reason not to here. So we can just swarm past the shutdown production of the entire rest of the red team here. We target the Salmon player's base next. And indeed, no reason to prolong the inevitable as the Calamity dismantles everything. You can see these high-level players not afraid to go for those end-game solutions to their end-game problems. You know it's a good game when you can get a Calamity up and running. Really, really good stuff. Let's take a look at these graphs. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you, as always, for spending the time watching, hanging out with me today. So we take a look at this epic Beyond All Reason game. You can see the eco-scaling from Chomolungma and AD, absolutely far and away outscaling everyone else in the game, making sure that their plays can go beyond all reason. All right, that's enough out of me. I'll see you in the next one.